Wow. So welcome to the July 2023 adventure team heading to Costa Rica. Yay! So not long to go. It literally just a matter of a few weeks. So the purpose of this Zoom meeting is to get you organized. So by the end of it, you feel confident about what to pack, what you need, and what you're going to be doing. So I'm going to whiz through your itinerary, your flights, airport admin, money, extra costs, phones, SIM cards, kit list, personal admin, health and safety. Okay, so brace yourself. We should be at it for about 20-25 minutes. So at every stage, stop me, okay, and ask questions, because it's interactive. Let's make it interactive so that you get everything you need out of it. Okay, so we're going to start with your flights. My goodness, I've just looked at the flight schedule, and as far as I can see, you're all on completely different flights. Okay, that's completely acceptable, because we know in let me just get back to the flight doc. Yes, it is slight, yep, you're all over the place. United, Avianca, Iberia, BA, Lufthansa. Yep, you're all over the place. So what we are going to do, okay, is Zoe, has she set up a WhatsApp group for you yet? Okay, so I am going to send you a flight copy of our Excel spreadsheet, and then you can work out who's on what flight, and then you can coordinate on that group WhatsApp with those people. Okay, that will be the easiest way around it. My top tip is that you get to your airport, regardless if you're meeting people, check yourself in and get through to the other side of passport control. Okay, and then meet up over there when you've done your boots shop, you've bought your magazines, your snacks for the plane, and you've done all that. Okay, to enter Costa Rica, you will be required on arrival to fill in an entry form. I will be sending you an email beforehand with the address, which is the Rosa of America Hotel. That's what you plug in there. You are a tourist and you have proof of your exiting flight from Costa Rica. That is absolutely vital. You can have it on your telephone or print it out. Okay, dokes? But that is, if you know, sometimes they don't ask for it, but if they do and you don't have it, it goes pear-shaped and you're not allowed into the country. Okay, you're not allowed to take any fresh produce into Costa Rica. Biscuits are fine, a banana a disaster. So eat any of your fresh produce on the aeroplane, because when you've gone through passport control in customs in Costa Rica, you then have to go through a final machine which, you know, looks out for all food and So you've been warned. You don't want to be that person that suddenly has to unleash your whole suitcase because you've got a stack of avocados in there or something random. Okay, when you arrive, regardless of what airplane you are on, okay, you're to walk out after that machine and wait in it's outside, and you've got a really deep pavement, and that is where all the airport pickup is. Do not wander off and go and hide in a cafe, because they won't be able to find you. They will be there with a leap/Jaquera sign. Okay, so regardless of whatever time you arrive, you will be met at the airport and taken to the Rosa of America for your first night, where you will eventually all congregate. Okay, the Rosa of America is a sweet little hotel. It's, you know, design-wise, it's very kind of Costa Rican, slightly weird, but it's clean, it's comfortable, it's got a pool, it's friendly, and it's safe as houses. So even if you're the first person to arrive and there's no one to play with, you can just relax by the pool, tropical birds, and just, you know, get drinks and snacks. Okay, so it does the job. It's only 20 minutes from the airport. So when you've all congregated, the following morning, you are going to be up early because of the jet lag. You will get over that, take 2 or 3 days to recalibrate. And your first phase is down at Quepos. I'm never sure how to pronounce it properly. Anyway, Manuel Antonio National Park. This is phase one, where you are living in a finca style accommodation, kind of farmhouse-esque accommodation. It's lovely. It's got a pool. It's got a little badminton pitch, a little football pitch. And that's kind of group bonding week. And it's really good to do that kind of dorm style accommodation, delicious food, kind of everyone is all together, and it's heaven. During this first phase, you're doing several different things. Okay, you're going on lots of little hikes to explore inland. You're going to do the waterfall hike. You're going to go into Manuel Antonio National Park. Okay, those are guided tours, guided by our guides, and you are lucky to have the gorgeous Lizzie, who is she's an experienced guide. Even though she's young 20s, she's worked in Kenya as a guide, and now she's moved to Costa Rica. So you are in for a treat. She is heaven. So she'll be guiding you with the kind of local people on the ground, and she's got backup staff, but she's your chief. So you're going to be doing a selection of hikes and exploring Manuel Antonio National Park, and working at our community centre, the Cocal Community Centre. Now, we never know what jobs are required until literally a few days before you arrive, because it's a kind of rolling project, which we've supported since COVID. And they love our adventure teams. For the kids there, you are the highlight of their week, when adventure team probably comes every 5 weeks for a week to kind of play. You help with the maintenance of the place, you help with the kids, there's beach clear ups, it's really interactive. It's a real local community experience. So you will love that, I hope. But it's very, very kind of rural it's an old fisherman's kind of fishing village. And when we found it, it was in a terrible state. And Chris, who's our director out there and has lived out there for years, it had been given some love by some NGO back in the day, but it was falling apart. So we have literally kind of lifted it. And you'll see what the last groups have done. Yes, there's painting. Yes, there's murals. Yes, there's making tire swings, all sorts of things going on. Okay, that is phase one. Phase two, you are then going inland to Monteverde, which is your cloud forest experience. Okay, so you've gone from hot and sweaty to now relief. It's dry and much cooler. Okay, so clothes-wise, we'll discuss that a bit later, but you will probably want to wear, I have long trousers and a kind of hoodie or something for the evenings, because it is much cooler. Every morning, so your day is going to be split into a day of two halves. Half your day is be doing some group activity, which is exploring the cloud forest, going on the Hanging Bridges tour, which is amazing. It's really high in the cloud forest, so you can see all the kind of monkeys and the hummingbirds. There's loads and loads of those types of things to do. Going into the Fiscus tree, more waterfalls to jump into, and then you will have time every day to do extra activities, because this is the adrenaline center of Costa Rica. So if you wanted to bungee jump, don't know why, a lot of people do, zip wiring, highly recommend it, horse riding, coffee tours, you name it, this is where you do it. Okay, so we'll come back to the costs of that later on, but that is how the days roll. Leap activity, time to kind of do some wild and crazy adventure thing. Top tip, okay, the bungee jump is, if that is on your to-do list, then so be it. But you have got to prove to me, well, to Lizzie, that you have insurance. Nobody is to do that without the right insurance. Okay, so all of you listening to this recorded thing, check your insurance. If you've got the insurance which we recommended, which is Campbell Irvine, automatically included. Okay, but if you've got something else, check. Okay, no proof, no can do. if you're thinking, the bungee jump can be about, I think it's about $85, and the zip wiring is about $65. You might think I can only do one. Just do the zip wiring. That is so super cool. And at the end of the zip wire, you have this Tarzan jump opportunity, which frankly, I don't know what, again, scare the bejesus out of me, but you literally jump off a platform and you've got the same free falling experience of a bungee. So you might think, actually, I'll do that and not the bungee, but up to you. Okay. Then we've got two little surprises for you, because it is, I know it's high season in the UK, but it's actually low season in Costa Rica. We have been able to upgrade you. Okay. So your third phase is your wildlife phase. Okay. We are going to take you via Natura, which is the wildlife sanctuary that we've always supported, but you're going to just stop, see, listen to the birds, check out all the animals, and you're going to drive on to the more luxurious wildlife centre called Sun Rescue. We have wanted to work here for years and years, and finally they have said yes. So you will love this place. It is slightly different. So you will see two different experiences. Okay. Natura is government run. Okay. So you will see it in all its glory as to, the limitations of that. Sun Rescue is privately run. Okay. And it's got a different vibe to it. So the accommodation is really, really nice. It has a swimming pool. It's delicious food. It's like tick, tick, tick. The difference being is that, and that's why we want you to see both, is Natura, it gets injured wildlife and it stays there. Okay. It never gets rehabilitated. Whereas the Sun Rescue, the aim of their wildlife is the rescue wildlife comes in, it gets, the vets come in, make it better. And the aim is that it gets released into the wild. So your role there will be learning about it and making, hopefully, if you work really hard, an enclosure, finish the enclosure, see it in all its glory, and hopefully see some of the animals getting released into the wild. So it is going to be hard labor. It is. There's no getting around it. Yeah, the wildlife phase is always the hard labor phase, but you are going to have nice accommodation, little pool to jump into at the end of your day. Okay, so that's upgrade number one. Upgrade number two is your fourth and final phase, which is your beach phase. And the location of here, because we have space in Santa Teresa, we're going to take you to Santa Teresa because there's more going on than in Samara in the low season. So I hope you're all happy with that. Santa Teresa is the hub of all our operations. You're going to be living at our camp. You will love it. Delicious food. It's got a pool. It's really social. It's just fun. And you will be doing all the same thing. It's the kind of surfing hub, yoga hub, and your turtle phase is going to be at the exclusive Serenus, which is, I'd say, well, it depends if you walk or not. It's about a half hour, 40-minute minibus journey, or you can walk depending on the tides. I'm not sure at that time of year, but you can walk into it. It is my favorite place in Costa Rica. Again, it's another private reserve. So you will see, keep kind of acknowledge, seeing, the main difference between government run and private. It's really, really extraordinary to see that difference. But Serenus is beautiful. It's very remote. You will be the only people there on this, honestly, this beach, which is to die for. Now, it isn't turtle season, but there are so many things to be done for the turtles. So the hatchery has to be completely, old hatcheries decimated, new hatcheries built. But you will learn all about the turtle conservation, the life cycle of these turtles, the threats to these turtles. And also, Serenus is one of those incredible places which is all about permaculture. It's all about the community. So they grow their own vegetables, chickens, you name it, so that they can support everybody on the reserve. So you will learn a lot about kind of healthy living, and it's just a really, really beautiful place to be. So I hope you're happy with those upgrades. You've actually got 5 different phases. The community at the beginning, cloud forest. There's our dog, putting me off my stride. Starting from the beginning, you've got the finca phase, going into the cloud forest, going down to sun rescue for your wildlife phase. Then you're going to the beach phase for a little bit of R&R and surfing and yoga. And then you've got the turtle phase. And then you will all be transported back to San Jose at the end. Okay? Everyone happy with that action packed? I promise you, there will be a little bit of time for downtime. Not much, but a little bit. Okay? So, any questions on your phases? No? Are you happy with those upgrades? Do those sound good? Trust me, they are.
Millie.
Go.
Hi. I'm sorry. So wait. I just wanted to ask you, at what point can we go to the Tortuga Island? Like, at what place can we go there, if we can?
To the island, Tortuga Island.
Yeah.
You will do that you will either do it from Sun Rescue or from Santa Teresa, but you will definitely do it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Right, so those are your itineraries. So now I'm going to talk about food and extra costs, because this always you just fully know what you're in for and what you're not. Okay, so starting off with your meals. When you're in phase 1, and I've written this all down and I will be sending you the itinerary afterwards, but just so we're crystal clear, phase 1, the finca phase. Okay, all your food is included apart from 2 suppers out, so that you can go down into Quepos and enjoy the town. Okay. In Monteverde, breakfast and lunch are included. Supper is not, because again, you want to go into the town. At the Wildlife Center, all your food is included. At Santa Teresa, breakfast and lunch only, supper is out and about. At Serenas, all your food is included. Okay, so with those meals, I would budget about $15 a meal. Okay, now Costa Rica, I'm telling you now, girls and boys, is expensive. Okay, like eye-wateringly expensive. So you have got to be savvy, especially when you're at Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is the Ibiza of Costa Rica. Okay, you've got George Clooney with his house there and all the celebs. You've got sushi bars, cocktails, 20 quid a cocktail. You're not going into those places. This is not the time or the place, okay? You're going to just walk on by those places and go to the more beachy, low-key-esque style places to eat, and set yourself a budget, okay? You're not going to drink 20 quid cocktails. You're just going to have a beer at $2, okay? Keep it low. When you're at Santa Teresa, you can also whip into the supermarket and cook your own food there. And they often have sushi night. They've got a great cook. Sushi night, pizza nights, for kind of $10, $12. So that's a good way to get around it. Okay. But you can blow an awful lot of money on food and booze. You're not going to do it. Extra activities. Okay, the main activities which people want to do are the zip wiring. I'd budget about $65, $75 for that. If you want to do a bungee, it's about $85, $90, depending on which place you go to. And then this, I highly recommend this, which is the Tortuga Island trip. Everybody loves it. And as I was saying earlier, you'll do it either from Sun Rescue or from Santa Teresa. Highly recommend that. And that's where you go off on these big boats and you go to the islands and there's whale watching, dolphins, snorkeling. It's awesome. Okay. So highly, highly recommend that. Those are the main big, add-on expenses. Okay. So just budget accordingly. Okay. When it comes to money, don't try and get the local currency is the colons. I can't say it in a Spanish accent. Don't try and get it before you go. You will get it from the ATM when you are out there. At the ATM, you can use your debit card, a Monzo, a Revolut, or Starling. Monzo is fine, but it's not that reliable. For some reason, some banks say spit it back and say, no thanks, we don't do Monzo. But Revolut and Starling are fine, and your debit, easy peasy. Okay, so always take 2 cards with you. Don't just rely on the one. The denominations come in like 1 million colons to the pound. So just get small amount of money and often. When you are paying for the trip, such as you're going to the Tortuga or the zip wire, you can pay on your card. Or you take out $100, $150 in cash and you pay for it in cash. Whatever is easiest. Any questions on your money? No? Good. Okay. Phones. You are all, listen up, going to take 2 telephones, okay? You would be amazed, every group, there's a couple of people that lose their phone, drop their phone in the sea, you name it, okay? And you cannot get replacement phones in Costa Rica. Well, you can, but it's going to cost you over £1,000. So take your all swinging dancing phone and then take a backup phone. We all know you've got a kitchen drawer at home stuffed with old redundant phones. Take one of those. When you're there, in each location, the Finca, really poor location, poor Wi-Fi. Sorry, we're talking about Wi-Fi. When you arrive, start from the beginning. Rosa of America, great Wi-Fi. Okay. Finca, patchy, tricky, not brilliant. So parents listening to this, you're not really going to hear much from the team. Monteverde, great Wi-Fi. Sun Rescue, no Wi-Fi. Santa Teresa, great Wi-Fi. Serenas, zero Wi-Fi. Okay. But anybody, if there's a problem, we have access to the leaders. So if there was any problems, you can get messages in and out from the non-Wi-Fi friendly places. Okay, you can get local SIM cards when you're out there. Easy to do. You'll be shown when you get there. Don't worry about doing it now. Just park it, and that's part of day 1 admin. Okay. Any questions on your phones? All good? Okay. Kit list. Now, look at your kit list in My Leap. Everything on there is for a reason, but you do not need to take the sheets, okay? Because you are not staying, because we've upgraded you to Serenas, where your sheets are provided. I know, who knew? So kind. So I will put that in an email. But you don't need to take a mozzie net or a sheet anymore, okay? Because you're going to Serenas. But on that kit list, going back to what I said earlier about Monteverde being cooler, definitely take one kind of warmer item just for, when you have sundowners watching the sun go down, it can get quite chilly. But you're going to predominantly living in bikinis, shorts, anything light and airy, because it is predominantly hot and humid. But at nighttime, the bugs do come out to play. So if you want, covering up with mozzie spray is critical. There is no malaria out there, so don't worry, but no one likes being bitten. So if you are prone to getting bitten, especially girls, I would be taking those long trousers with the elasticated bottoms so no mozzie can fly up and bite you on the leg. I'd be living in those every night. But your choice. When it comes to footwear, okay, trends of the moment, okay, everyone takes a nice pair of trainers for the evening. Everyone's good with that. And then a pair of those plastic Birkies or Crocs, God forbid, a pair of Crocs, but weirdly, they're a popular shoe of choice with the Costa Rica teams at the moment. But the plastic Birkies are brilliant, you know, so they're kind of quick and easy. You can even hike in them. And then take a knackered pair of old trainers that you really don't care about and frankly won't come home. So you can hike in them, you can wade through streams and get wet, and you simply don't care what happens. So 3 pairs of shoes maximum. Okay, take a hat, definitely take a hat, your water bottle, all those key things. It's amazing how many people forget them. Okay, but look at the kit list. You can get everything washed out there in every location. There will be someone to help you with your washing, and they will just charge a kind of, I don't know, $10 for a big load, or you could just go to the local laundrette. You know, it's the same deal. So don't think you've got to take 28 pairs of pants. You don't. Post, telling you now, there's no post. Okay, so if you've forgotten something, it's tough. You need to go out and restock out there. So don't start thinking, oh my God, I've left my phone behind, or my bank card. It's amazing how many people do. It really is tough. There is no post. It all gets lost, stolen, taken politely at customs. Personal admin in your health and your health form, okay? Typical things, typical bugs that you're going to get out there. If somebody, lo and behold, brings a bug on the aeroplane, it will go through the whole team, okay? So if you did get a cold, you know, it will run through the team, and you will just take time out and you will be cared for, okay? Cuts, be very mindful of cuts. In the heat and humidity, they can get infected very, very quickly. So keep a beady eye on cuts and mosquito bites and such. Do people get kind of food poisoning, sick bugs? Not really in Costa Rica. It's really, really clean and healthy. The water is great. I would clean, you know, I mean, they'll brief you when you arrive there. Yes, bottled water is available everywhere, but it's, you know, if you get water in your mouth, you know, having a shower, you wouldn't sweat about it, you know, unlike if you were somewhere like in Africa where you would. So it's pretty good. The logistics out there, if you were to get ill, break a leg, get yourself cut or something like that, the hospitals out there are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So you would be taken by one of our leaders, Lizzie, or her backup leaders, to the hospital. They would speak Spanish, easy peasy. When it comes to behavior, okay, this is my last thing I'm going to say. When it comes to behavior, you are going as a team, okay? I want you to work as a team and look after each other, okay? It's a big deal for all of you. All of you are stepping out of your comfort zone and traveling with people you've never met before. That is challenge number 1. And you promise, I can imagine how you feel it. I do when I'm leading the midlife trips. Your adrenaline will be spiking at Heathrow, and you'll be thinking, oh my God, who are these people I'm going to be friends with? Okay? Some you're going to love, some you're not going to love that much, but you're going to be kind to each other and look after each other throughout. You're not on a school trip, so of course you can have a few drinks in the evenings. Of course you can let your hair down, but don't be that idiot that goes wild and crazy and lets their hair down too much, okay? Incidents happen when people are drunk. And I mean proper incidents where you lose your phones, you get your bag nicked, you know, you could get chatted up by, you know, really inappropriate people. Just don't be that person that gets absolutely plastered every single night. Okay, and is disruptive and disrespectful to the team. If you do, this is what happens. You get a ticking off from Lizzie. Okay, strike 1. Strike 2, you get an email from me saying, don't be that idiot. You are being that idiot. Strike 3, you get asked to leave. So that's it. Okay. Any worries when you're out there? Okay, talk to Lizzie. Just tell her how you feel. You know, people can feel overwhelmed in the first week. That is part of the challenge. And as soon as you feel comfortable with your team, you start flying. So bear with it. Go through the pain barrier to begin with. But talk to Lizzie. If you don't like something, if you want to do something, communicate. Okay, that is the best. We want to make this a trip of a lifetime. We want you to make lifelong friends, and we will do everything we can to deliver that. So just keep chatting. Okay. And that, I've got to the bottom of my list. Ta-da! So any questions from you guys that are here? Any questions so far? Do you feel more prepared with what's to come? Okay. So go get it. Go get it. The advice, when on the feedback form at the end of the trips, we get you all to fill in a feedback form, which is fascinating. And a lot of people say, well, we say, what's your kind of the key message for the next group coming out? And it said, throw yourself into it. Just go for it. Okay. You're never going to do this again. Probably never going to Costa Rica again. So eyes wide open, be curious, go for it, and you will get so much out of it. Okie dokes. Loving you and leaving you. Have a wonderful, wonderful trip, and send my love to Lizzie. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can I ask Alice to give you a call back when she just gets back from lunch? Would that be okay?